Have you survived a hard time and now trying to find your way back up? This is a message for you. Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth Morosco with Kudos magazine. I hope you are having a beautiful day today. It is October 28th. The sun is shining and it is just feeling so great to be alive today. But I have to tell you, it took a while to get to that point of being able to say that and fully mean it. So I want to share a little bit of a story with you, and I'm hoping that maybe it can, lead to some food for thought on things that you can start doing and things that help me shift my perspective after going through a storm that lasted many years. So for those of you that know me, I've shared stories of being a caregiver and going through the process with loved ones that eventually passed away. And in just 2 years, we had 9 deaths in our family. And during that time, 3 of the people I was responsible for being the caregiver. And at the same time, I was a mom and trying to run multiple businesses. And it was a very overwhelming time. And in a specific way, we had been very blessed in being able to build our dream home and have many of the luxuries in life. And all of a sudden, my life started shifting from planning to create something, to planning on how to take apart things and disassemble things. And as it was going on, there were a lot of lessons that were learned and a lot of growth that happened that taught me things that I had within me that I didn't even know. But during that time, there were things that were even small things, like trying to figure out how to overcome a challenge of moving a massive, move like that and doing all of these things, let alone the emotional part. And then making shifts throughout to accommodate the new life that was emerging. And in some ways, it was ugly and beautiful at the same time. And the ultimate definition of an oxymoron. But the truth is during that time I was living on the edge of all of the extremes of what life had to offer, including the pain, suffering, which was something that was really deeper than maybe I thought happened in life. And I think when we go in a storm, sometimes we don't realize how strong those winds can be and how those winds can knock us over. But by preparing and doing things to keep substance during that storm, we can persevere. And it doesn't mean that it takes it in an easy way or lightens the load, but it equips us with what we need to get through that hard time, like having an umbrella if it's a downpour of rain, or if it's a blizzard that you're not outside driving. Knowing precautions in daily life is something that we acquire. But somehow, when we go through some of the most difficult things, whether it's watching a loved one that we know that's dying and there's nothing that we can do, to grieving after they've left, and people not having the wisdom or the insight to share with you to get through it, that's where it takes a point within you to say, I am going to do the work that I need to get through this. And sometimes that pain is so deep we don't know how to get back up. But what I want to say to you is, if you've come this far, there wasn't a point of getting this far and then just letting it be. This is where you take the lessons that you learn and the things that you experience, and you share it with other people so that you can help during that difficult time, whether it's through acts of compassion or being able to listen and share wisdom or knowledge that you have, or sometimes it's just about the listening. So when you're really ready to get to that point of how to overcome that storm, one of the questions that you have to ask that's unique is, are you really showing up for living life? Because when you were going through the storm, you had to show up. But now, are you doing things so that the past doesn't hold you back? Or are you partially basing your life on things that are from the past that may be a mistake or heartbreak that are leading to fear? This is a time to take a lesson and learn to grow and start to create something out of what was, and then the lessons that came from it to what can be. And it can be really scary. Have you ever watched anybody mix paint? When they go in and they have this color palette that they want to get that's a specific purple. And first they start off with a base that's white, and they start pouring these different colors that are nothing like purple. And all of a sudden, these hues of red and blue and the white that was there, it leads to this gorgeous purple that you were looking for. But while it was being all poured in there, all that pigment, you couldn't see. And now, this renewing after the storm and everything's been, washed out, you've got to take the time to lean into what is the things that you're seeing in your head. Sometimes they're not true. Like that color that you're mixing in, those aren't the colors that they're going to be. It's going to change. So sometimes we have to vision what's going to come and then create it on faith and hope instead of just leaning into what are these bad thoughts. How have you become wiser through that experience, through that storm? And do you have some sort of responsibility to help other people and to even help yourself? Because this is a thing. We're approaching fall season. There's 365 days in the year. Doesn't mean that you have to wait till the new year to choose to get in and start doing the grind and really start showing up to live life again after that storm. You've got to get to the point that you don't let these things hold you back, and instead you allow it to push you forward into a new version of you, like that paint, going back to that paint. Those beautiful pigments are all mixed together, and then they make this magical formula of that radiant purple. So I'm hoping that for all of you to get to the point of letting go of your past mistakes, your fears, anxieties, your regrets, and start living today fully and get to the point that you're willing to push forward. And it may come in baby steps. I talk to you guys about this often too, is be willing to take little baby steps to get to where you want. You don't have to take these quantum leaps, but after you've been through that storm, there's that rawness to you because things may be experienced in a not so good way, or maybe they were a great way. But whatever that storm was that you've gone through, be willing to dry off and go live life fully and show up. Do your thing. Live it like it's, the trees are leaving right now, and it's a beautiful time to remind yourselves the leaves are almost this symbol of letting go of the past. Let it go. And then come back to this renewing. And just know that life is beautiful. Through all the different hues that we have, it creates this wonderful color, including like the dark colors. Like, did you know if you want to paint a room black, that it's best for you to do an undercoat of red paint and then the coat of black? Life is like that. It's all layered. It's not black and white. So I'm wishing you tons of rainbows after your storm and much peace and happiness. Just reminding yourself that you're worth the time to invest in to get to where you need to go. So I'm wishing you tons of happiness today and abundance and joy, even for the small things like the trees, how beautiful they are. take in all that positive energy and start to use it to heal yourself, to move forward. And I just wish all of you a wonderful day. And if you get a chance, if you get something out of this message, give us a thumbs up. You can find us over at Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. We just started that for a little bit more of a fun spin on things. And on that platform, it's Kudos Magazine. And we have regular content. So if you're ever feeling like you're stumped or just in a rut, it's a good place to go to get some daily inspiration. All right. In the meantime, have an absolutely beautiful day, you guys. Take those baby steps and let go of the fear. Lean into faith. Take care. Bye-bye.